What I'd like to talk to you about is a great quote by Martin Luther King, who said, it's not just longevity, but the quality of life that matters. But in a sporting context, longevity does matter because it signals performance, it signals class and perseverance. So 100 today, well done. And I know you've got another 100 in you, but this one's the most important for you at the moment. So congratulations on behalf of your teammates, Australian cricket and fans around the world.
Former Australian captain Belinda Clarke, you just had a really special moment presenting Meg Lanning with a special presentation. It is her 100th match. Tell me what you said.
Essentially just reminding her how important it is to, to play a lot of games. It signals that you're good, that you persevere through issues, which she's had to do with the shoulder injury, and it just signals class, and I think she's all those things. So hopefully she's got another 100 in front of her, but a really nice milestone for her today.
What has she meant to Australian cricket and women's cricket?
I think the thing that Meg personifies is really about, she's got great technique, she's got a great temperament, and she's come in as a very young person and managed to just make her way into a leadership position and then sort of guide the team through what has been a really successful era. So I love just watching her play, and I think many other fans around the country and around the world enjoy that as well.
Well, Isha, we're celebrating Meg Lanning today, her 100th T20, and you were there right at the beginning.
I was indeed. I played against her here at this ground in 2011 when she was just 19 years of age. I had the pleasure, or not so much a pleasure, of bowling at her. She scored a century on debut. We knew back then she was going to be an absolute superstar, and she's just an incredible player, one of the best in the world.
What is she like to play against?
Just really tough. I mean, it was so difficult. She was so clean in terms of her striking ability, playing it through the covers. Anytime he strayed on middle stump, she'd hit it leg side and smash it to the boundary. And back then there weren't that many players doing that on a regular basis and so consistent as she was. So from my point of view, she's probably got one of the best cover drives the world has ever seen. I just love watching her play. Just not when I was bowling against her.
Classiest batters you're going to see. 133 at Chelmsford. Fortress Chelmsford. No one had ever beaten England in T20 internationals there. It was the Ashes series last year. And she came out and she played shots I'd never seen her play before. And I spoke to her after and she said, I didn't even know I could play them. And you know when you watch someone and they're in a groove and you just know that they're on, it was just the most beautiful thing to watch. And she was a little bit serious Sally out there. She was in focus, and a lot of people think she's really serious, but she's really quite a laid-back kind of person, loves to have a good joke over a flat white, loves a coffee kind of thing, but she's one of the reasons why the Australian women's cricket team has done so well.
I think she's a star. I think she's the best player in the world across the formats. I think she's a wonderful captain and such an important part of this Australian team. She's had some time out with injuries, and I think the Australian team misses her around the group. Yes, that she's got some great senior players around her, which helps her leadership, but I think she's been the standout for this Australian team over a long period of time. So hopefully in a 100th 2020 game she can get a win.
And also the legacy that she's left. You've been around as women's cricket has risen and risen and risen. I remember the guys sitting in the sheds and watching the women a few years ago, supporting them at the same time. She's been huge in that.
Yeah, of course. I think it's players, a lot of the senior players in this Australian team deserve so much credit for building the profile of women's cricket, and not necessarily just about the way they play. It's what they do off the field, the way they represent this team off the field. They've done so much for so many young boys and young girls that want to get involved in cricket. They've done the hard yards to grow the game, and Meg's been the leader of that. She's been the standout.